Hello there, this is Heather Butler, faculty member in the psychology department and the coordinator of the Design Your Life program. If you haven't heard of the Design Your Life program, it's a program that started up at Stanford University to help their students transition from college into their first career. It was created or founded by those in the design school. One of the things that they learned at Stanford when they started talking to students about their future was that students were experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety, and they really didn't have many places to go to discuss those sorts of things. In fact, when it gets brought up, students often hear something like this.
Are you listening to me? What do you want to do with your life?
Maybe they don't get it that bad, but that's how they feel when people ask them about their future. So the course is designed to integrate everything they learn when they're earning their diploma with their dreams to help them find their sense of purpose. We provide them with tools and a way to organize those tools to help build their future and find their position in a global economy and develop lifelong practices. And here's what our students are saying about the course. Before taking the Design Your Life class, how did you feel?
Confused. Lost.
Worried. Scared.
And after taking the Design Your Life class, how do you feel?
Fulfilled.
Confident. On track.
Confident. I'm on the right path.
The Design Your Life course uses a design thinking framework, which is a type of thinking that is particularly useful for solving wicked problems. Wicked problems are problems that are difficult to find or where the parameters are changing in the course of solving these big issues. Designing your life, deciding what you want to do for your career is certainly a wicked problem, as our students may have jobs by the time they graduate that don't even exist today. So in front of you is the design framework. It's not necessarily a linear process. We think of it more as a circular process. The first stage of this framework is to accept the task, right? Accept the job at hand, which in the student's case is really a mindset shift from thinking of themselves as students who come to class, fill a seat, and complete assignments so that they can check off their course requirements, to a scholar and to a student who's using their curiosity about the world and their curiosity about potential careers to really design their life. Another aspect of this first stage in the design thinking framework is to get the students to spend more time in the present. They spend a lot of time thinking about their past and what they haven't done to prepare for the future, and they spend a lot of time projecting themselves in the future to think about how things will be when, right? How things will be when I have enough money, when I have more time. And we want them to put themselves in the present moment and focus on building their future from this moment forward. The second stage of the design thinking framework is the empathizing stage. Now in business, or if you were going to be designing a product, this would be empathizing with the consumer. For our course, this is really empathizing with the students in terms of the messages that they receive from society, from their family, from their culture, from their peers, and even from themselves about what they can and cannot do, what they're capable of doing. We also spend some time empathizing with them about the messages they hear about millennials. None of it's good, so we really do attempt to get them to reframe these messages, and we talk about, despite a lot of the media about millennials being bad, there really are some challenges they face that prior generations didn't have to face, and there's actually quite a lot of good that's coming out of their generation. They're also told that college is the best years of their life, which maybe is implying that everything after college is not going to be so hot. And again, we wonder why they just won't grow up, why they're moving back in with their parents after they graduate from college. Perhaps we shouldn't be surprised about that. So we reframe this idea to get them actually looking forward to the future, and we talk about happiness at various stages of their life. The defining stage of this design thinking framework has to do with them defining for themselves what is their worldview? Why are we here on this earth? What is your work view? Why do we work? What is it we want to get out of work? Is it just a paycheck, or is there more to it? We also build in a little academic support here and talk about their view of college and why they think they should attend college. And we have seen the positive impact of that in the course. And then the last stages here are really all about having a bias towards action. So we help them, we teach them how to brainstorm the proper way. We often do it wrong. So we teach them how to ideate and brainstorm. We get them to prototype it as closely as they can by doing informational interviews and getting out there into the field to see what these environments they want to work in are actually like. And then we hope that by the end of the class, they're out there shadowing people and doing internships. That's one of the main goals of the course. So this is the design thinking framework. The framework also comes with a set of different mindsets and dispositions. We try to encourage the idea that diverse perspectives are beneficial and this radical collaborations. We do a lot of reframing, especially of these dysfunctional beliefs that are holding students back from either launching into certain careers or doing further research, right? So we do a lot of reframing of dysfunctional beliefs. We ask them to tap into their curiosity, especially when attending career fairs and workshops. We do encourage them to be mindful of the process, and we certainly encourage them to have a bias towards action. We want them to really be doing something in the course, because a lot of them get stuck in what we call analysis paralysis, where they just think and think and think about how their life is going to be in 10 years, but they really don't have enough data to know what it's going to look like. So we want them to take action now. As I mentioned before, the course originated at Stanford University, and in the fall of 2016, it began here at Cal State Dominguez Hills in the psychology department. We teach a 16-week course. It's a normal 3-unit course. What makes this course unique and different from traditional careers courses is it really is an active learning environment. The Stanford team has taken care over a 5 or 6 year period to really modify the course materials so that it maximizes the benefit to the students. And by modifying the materials, I had the privilege of going up to Stanford to see how they run their program. And they have 4 faculty, they're adjunct faculty, per class of 25 students. And while one person is lecturing, the other 3 people are noting how engaged or not the students are in the process. And then after each course day, they modify the materials. And these are the materials we're using here at Cal State Dominguez Hills. So again, it's a 16-week course that's an active learning environment where they've taken the dysfunctional beliefs that students have that may be preventing them from pursuing certain careers or preventing them from taking action that would benefit them in those careers. And they've really tried to create an experience for students so that they can experience that dysfunction in class, and then we provide them with the solution to that dysfunction right after that. So it's as experiential as possible every day in class. We practice networking skills and elevator conversations. There's inspirational videos and lots of small group and class discussions. There's a book associated with the course called Designing Your Life. It was written by the founders at Stanford. And at the end of each chapter, there are exercises that students do. Students are also out in the world conducting informational interviews, which not only will give them critical information about these careers that they've been thinking about, but it also connects them to someone in the field. So it's another opportunity for them to network. We have them participate in career fairs and workshops. We have guest speakers and come in from the community to discuss their career trajectory and their past and how they ended up where they are today. They meet with us one-on-one to talk about their career plans. And ultimately, the course culminates with the creation and then the presentation of what we're calling their Odyssey plans, which is 3, 5, or 10-year life plans, different careers that they could pursue. That's very detailed and gives the steps that students need to take in order to be successful in those careers. We work in close collaboration with our Career Center partners. They help us administer the Clifton Strengths Assessment, which gives students their top 5 character strengths, which they can then leverage in interviews. It also helps them to understand why they might be drawn to certain careers. They can also take the Focus 2, which is an assessment that helps them identify certain careers that might be of interest to them. They attend our career fairs, they attend Career Center workshops, and at different times the Career Centers also come to our class to give brief lectures about their strengths and how to leverage those, give them practice doing different types of networking and the creation of aspirational resumes, so that they really start to think now about the experiences that they should have while they're still in college that will help them get a job after they walk across that stage. As I mentioned before, the course emphasizes a number of dysfunctional beliefs. This is not the entire list, but the 2 here on top are some of the bigger dysfunctions that we like to debunk. The idea that there's a really strong link between your major and your career. The world outside of academia is not organized around majors, so we talk about this, that there's very few careers out there where the link between major and career is very strong. We talk to them about the importance of networking, and we discuss what's called the iceberg problem with them. The iceberg problem is that only about 20% of jobs are actually publicly posted anywhere. So the other 80% of jobs that students could have, they're only going to be able to find if they're networking. So the iceberg problem is our way of introducing the importance of networking, and then we spend a large chunk of class time getting them comfortable doing networking and understanding why it's beneficial and that it's not just hustling people. We also, there's contributions here from positive psychology and all the research on happiness. So we talk about that with students, that just because you're successful and just because you make an X amount of money does not guarantee your happiness. And we talk about the research on happiness. So here's our data from the first year of the program. As I mentioned, the program here at Cal State Dominguez Hills originated in the psychology department, where it's a full 16-week course. This is data from the first year. And as you can see here, we have a control group of students who are of similar college level. Those are the blue bars. The Design Your Life students are the red bars. So you can see that from the beginning of the course to the end of the course, students' anxiety about their careers reduces. You can see that their hope for the future increases. Their intentional goal setting or self-regulation increases. Their career agency increases. And their gratitude, just general gratitude, also increases. And I think what's even more impressive about this data is when you look at the effect sizes themselves. So these are mean differences from the beginning of the semester to the end of the semester. If you look at the effect size differences here, you can see all of the effects are approaching or exceeding large effect size. So the light blue here is large effect, the medium blue is a medium effect, and the darker is the weak effect. Each of these is approaching or has exceeded a large effect size. So the course really does seem to be having an impact on students in the direction that we would anticipate. In 2016, academic year 2016 to 17, the course was only offered in the psychology department. We offered 3 courses of about 160 students total. This year we've expanded the program to include 8 different majors: psychology, management and marketing, human services, history, chemistry, modern languages, art and design, and health. And we hope that you'll consider joining us so that we can add to this growing number of majors and growing number of students who have access to this course. So if you're interested in joining the career readiness movement, please join our team. Discuss your participation with your chair and your department. Most of the preceptors chose to implement the Design Your Life materials within an existing course that was already a part of their curriculum. In psychology, we have a new course for Design Your Life that we proposed. It's being offered as an alternative to an existing course, so it's an option that students can take. The full day training for Design Your Life is going to be on Wednesday, May 23rd this year, which is the week after final exams are over. During the academic 2018-2019 year, we'll have a number of meetings each semester, and we would invite you to attend as many of them as possible. The primary thing we discuss at these meetings is how is the class going, what materials are resonating with students, and what materials need to be refined. You'll be required to submit a syllabus where you annotate where the Design Your Life components of the course are being implemented, and you may be asked to submit an assignment, namely the Odyssey Plan assignment that students should do by the end of the semester. And we'll also ask you to participate in a brief pre-test and post-test and ask your students to do the same. So here's what you get when you join the Design Your Life program. You'll get all the materials you need to teach the course, including sample syllabi, the Designing Your Life book, the lectures that Stanford has prepared, the lectures that we've prepared here at Cal State Dominguez Hills, all of our assignments, all of the supplemental readings, and all of the videos that we've collected. You'll also get assistance with a new course proposal or program modification should you choose to go that route. You also would get each other, this collaborative cohort of wonderful faculty members who are like-minded and care about career readiness. And you will also be paid a $1,000 stipend for the course redesign. Thank you again for watching this video. I'd like to take a second to acknowledge those at Stanford University, my colleague Giacomo Bono in the psychology department, our research assistants, and those who wrote the Title V grant and are a part of the Title V grant, which made the expansion of this program possible. If you are interested in hearing more about what students think, please stay tuned. There are about 9 minutes of testimonials from, I believe, 5 different students that are really remarkable. So hold on.
My name's Darcy, and I'm a current student here at Cal State Dominguez. And I want to talk about why I love Design Your Life. And I think the most important thing to understand is kind of like where we came from when we started the class. And for me personally, I was like an older returning student, and I'm like in my mid to late 30s, and I felt kind of like I had to hurry up and catch up, really unsure. I just knew that I wanted to hurry up and get through it. Design Your Life helped me look at these ideals and these goals that I had and what I felt like success was and my measurement of success, and it helped me realize that those weren't mine. And I needed to strip away those things that I had adopted, that I was standing on, that was causing a lot of fear and a lot of hesitation, a lot of lack of direction, a lot of confusion, and it stripped those things away, to kind of like clear the way for what was coming. And in place of losing all of those things that were holding me back, I was able to go through this process that showed me how to identify what success is to me. And it helped me to really analyze my goals and make clear steps in my life, and not just on campus. It helped me to identify my strengths. And one of the things, ironically, that happened through the process was I realized that I was going in the wrong direction. I was going somewhere I was not going to be happy in the end. And now I I can see clearly my goal. You know, before it was kind of like my goals were like off into the distance. They kind of had a shape. I kind of had a little idea of where I was going, but I wasn't sure, it wasn't focused. And when I took Design Your Life, it brought this clarity to me, to where I can see my goal now and I don't feel confused. So what's that done for me is it's helped me to make sure steps. I've become an agent of change on campus. I am not hesitating now. I'm talking with my professors. I'm networking in a way that I probably wouldn't have even realized I was capable of doing. The way I look at it now is I'm not here to just get a grade and leave. I look at Dominguez as being, this is my workplace. This is where my foundations are being set. And it's just propelled my whole college experience, because I felt very disconnected from the students. I didn't feel like I was part of the campus culture. And so now I'm working on research with other professors on campus. I'm learning how to confront, I think my biggest fear was statistics and data analysis, and DYL stripped that away from me. And I said, you know what, even if that's the only class I'm going to take that semester, I'm going to eat, sleep, and dream data analysis and measurement. I'm going to figure it out, because now I had confidence, and I didn't have that before. That was something that I really didn't have, and I was lacking in that area. And if I didn't have that confidence, I wouldn't have been able to choose the career path that I chose. So it was stopping me from really finding my true purpose, my true happiness, not some artificial ideal that I thought I knew about, but my real happiness. And that's kind of what Design Your Life is about.
I am Eva Gabriella. I'm a senior right now and a psychology major.
Tell us about your experience in the Design Your Life class.
I really like my Design Your Life class. I am a returning student, and I actually already had a career before, and then I decided to start a new career. So this was the perfect class for me, because I had a chance to figure out what I wanted to do, and then narrow down my choices and come up with an exact plan of what I wanted to do with my new career in a new direction in my life. I really liked our gratitude assignment. We had to write a gratitude letter to our mentor, and that was really emotional for me. So it definitely helped. It was a bonding experience. So that was my favorite exercise. And I also liked how we learned different tools about networking, because networking is very important in any career. So that was essential. I was very curious about the course. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, because it was very mysterious. But then when I left, I felt more confident about my choices, and I had specific plans of what I was going to do and where I was going to go with my life. So it helped me narrow down my choices, and it turned into concrete, specific plans. So I felt a lot more confident when I left the class about my future and my future plans.
Well, my experience in the DYL class was actually a really great one. I really enjoyed the class. Well, the last project that I did with the class, the presentation, it was actually very helpful for me. I learned about 3 different careers I thought about. It helped me see what I actually wanted as in my career. I would think about it in the past, but I really actually researched it, and I actually found what I really wanted. Now I know what I want to do. Before I didn't as much, but now I officially know what I want to apply for my master's.
My name's Selena, so hi. I liked it because it actually pushed me into researching more careers that I was thinking of going to pursue. So that helped me kind of narrow down what I like, what I saw that I didn't like from a career that maybe, wasn't for me. And then researching it, I liked how I could understand what I needed to do to go into a specific career, what education I needed, how much it paid, how long it took to get there, stuff like that. I feel it helped me like for my future because it made me think more like, or like kind of set a plan already, pretty much. Yeah, now I feel I have plans for 3 different careers, and I did find a career that I actually like a lot. So now I am trying to pursue it, and the plan I put into it, now I can just go for it.
So I'm really happy I took this class because this class really motivated me to reach my goals. Before this class, I could say I was pretty depressed in a bad spot. But I learned about grit, the want to actually achieve your goal, the need to get where you want to be, and learning about that and reading the chapter, the book, Design Your Life, really did give me the tools I needed to reach out for that. And I pretty much fought to actually try to reach an FBI agent, and I did. I managed to have an informational interview with one of them. I never thought I'd get that far because being the FBI, they're really kept to themselves, but I'm glad I did. I could say I learned a lot of things. I could say I learned what was fake and what was real. And I've never been more sure of where I want to be in my life until now. I know where I want to go, and I know I'm not going to allow anything to stop me. So the only thing that pretty much stands between me and my goal is the motivation I put into it. Pretty much the need I have to reach my goal.